guys, this feels like a really good time to have a catch up on how the market's been performing the last 6 months. So, Craig, do you want to lead us off and give us any?
Yeah, I think we've obviously one of the highlights. Lomond is opening this brand new state-of-the-art branch, John Finney Street. For me, it feels like the market's still in a strong place. Early part of the year, we came out the blocks really quickly. And as we've progressed through the quarters, it seems to be that the buyers are still registering, sellers are looking to sell. So, for me, the future looks good, looks great. Obviously, there's the elephant in the room of the interest rate hikes that have gone on, so that might have an effect. Certainly at the moment, prices are holding strong. We are currently, our last 15 sales, we've averaged 104% of home report value, so that shows that people are still paying good money. From an East Ayrshire point of view, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, obviously our North Ayrshire and South Ayrshire branches are a wee more established than this one. But yeah, it's pretty much mirrored that. The first quarter was very good, very strong. And I think, as you mentioned there, the interest rates were obviously something that's kind of on everybody's lips as such. So I think it's obvious that the second quarter that's had a slight impact. But like you say, properties are still achieving their valuation, and still in a lot of cases a little bit more. So yeah, two very different quarters, but still a strong market, still a lot of buyers out there just now.
I think the most important change I've seen, certainly in the last 4 or 5 weeks, is properties in good order, good condition, well presented, that photograph well, will always get interest.
100% agree.
Anything that needs that little bit of TLC, your absolutely best advice, go ahead, do some work, even if it's minor, make it look as good as you possibly can. We'll certainly do our bit with our professional photography, video, drone footage, but anything that looks good is getting good interest.
Yeah. And I think as the market maybe takes a slight, not downturn, that's the wrong word to use, but maybe slows down a little bit, I think the importance of good marketing is showcased. There's an argument for maybe a couple of years ago there. Properties were going to sell, we knew they were going to sell, but as the market maybe slows down, it's important to showcase your property in the correct manner all the time. Get it on all the relevant portals, social media, like Craig says, photography is brilliant, drone photography, videos, etc. All these things do make a difference.
You touched on interest rates there. Do you want to elaborate on how you feel like the next 3 to 6 months is going to look for buyers and sellers?
I think I've been speaking to folk who are obviously a little bit wary about their fixed rate coming up, and they're wondering what effect that's going to have. First and foremost, I would definitely say always speak to a proper mortgage broker. It's very easy to go to your bank, they're only going to talk about their rates. Speak to the guys that we've got in-house that can point in the right direction. And just keep your options open. I mean, there's no doubt it's going to have a slight effect. There will be some people who decide now's the time to sell. But yeah, just speak to the right folk.
Yeah, for me the important thing is to prepare. Prepare. Don't allow an interest rate hike or the end of a mortgage term to come as a surprise to you. So prepare for it. Engage with us early. If you're thinking of upgrading or downsizing or just a change of location, speak to us early. We'll guide you through the process, and that's the most important thing, because as soon as you allow changes in the market to sneak up on you, that's where you then start to react to it. Whereas if you're like us, you're proactive, we help a lot of people make the right decision, and that to me is the most important thing. So as Joe says, really important that you engage with the right people, the proper mortgage advisors that will guide you through the process, but also people like us that know the market, that know property inside out.
And on the marketing as well, we've sort of freshened up a few things recently with our signature collection. Do you want to?
Yeah, I think the key to the signature collection is to be different, for properties that have had time, effort, love, money spent on them. It's our opportunity then to showcase that, to showcase the best features of these particularly photogenic properties that really turn heads when they get to the market. So this is our little way of showing a bit more engagement with the seller.
A bit more creativity as well.
Absolutely, engagement with the property. And I think that the feedback from buyers has been really, really strong, and that's important because that's who we're attracting. You know, we're trying to get the right buyer through the door. So the Signature Collection, without doubt, is a head turner.
Okay. Well, I think obviously the new office is turning heads as well. We've got a really sort of bespoke, modern looking office with myself and Gillian over there. So,
and I think the way that we've done this office, and anyone coming in, we encourage people to come in and meet us and speak to us and really get to know us, have a coffee, of course. And we've done it in a way that it's comfortable, it's relaxing, it's not intimidating. A lot of people get intimidated going into estate agents' offices where they, you know, everyone looks at them when they walk in. That's not the case here. You know, background music playing. We've got, you know, customer breakout areas. We've got different areas around the side. We've got digital marketing displays, which are a modern way, a modern approach to estate agency. So yeah, I think this is certainly a fantastic place to bring people in and really talk to them about their next property journey.
So another question you guys get asked a lot is, now a good time to sell? What would you tell vendors?
The simple answer to that is the best time to sell your house is when supply is low and demand is high. And that's where we are. It's where we've been for probably 2.5 years. There's been a lack of properties coming to the market, which has fueled this, you know, sudden price hike, and which is what we've seen over the last 2.5 years. We're still seeing it. You know, there's still a lack of supply. Anything that comes to market, as I touched on before, if it's in good order, we've got 2 semi-detached villas at the moment in Kilmarnock. Collectively, have had over 40 viewings in the first fortnight of coming to market.
Yeah,
so anyone thinking now's not a good time, interest rates have risen, well, not according to what we're seeing on the ground here.
Yeah. There was that spell there where you launched a property and you were almost guaranteed 25-30 views per property. You can certainly see that's maybe taking a slight dip, but generally speaking, like you say, there's properties that come on the market and get loads of viewers. That's what you want at the end of the day. That's more interest, higher the price you're looking to get for your house.
And I think if anyone's sitting there thinking, you know, should we sell or should we hold off until, you know, later on in the year, the short answer to that is, if you're thinking of selling, get your house on the market. If you're thinking of buying and you have something to sell, get your house onto the market. Get yourself into the best buying position. Entry dates are taking longer, solicitors are taking longer to process transactions once they're under offer. And also mortgages are taking slightly longer to come through. Therefore, the entry date has gone, on average, maybe 6 to 8 weeks is now 10 to 12 weeks. So that gives you as a buyer time to find the right property for yourself, provided you're in a position where you're under offer or your property is technically sold pending entry date. So, you know, get your house on the market, get yourself into the strongest buying position, and that way you'll be able to take advantage of properties that come onto the market, and you're in a great position to go and make a move for it.
Great advice, absolutely.
Yeah, so one of the things we mentioned there was the number of landlords who sold up recently. What's your take on the letting side of the business?
So yeah, we're in a really fortunate position. We've got a strong management portfolio, over 800 properties in around Ayrshire. So yeah, landlord-to-landlord sales are a thing at the moment. We're doing a lot of that with, you know, sitting tenants. They become quite desirable for immediate income. All the safety certificates are in place, and we've got a full record of the management at that point. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of that at the moment.
I think there's a lot of tenants that are a bit worried about that as well, aren't there? You know, we see a lot of tenants where they get worried about being evicted from their property that maybe rented for 2 or 3 years, and that, I suppose that's where the landlord to landlord comes in really well, where there's no eviction at that point. It's the transfer of the lease.
Yeah, there's a bit of legislation involved, you know, regarding temporary government eviction bans and whatnot. So yeah, we're working around that as best we can. But one thing is the tenant demand as well is through the roof. You know, we've experienced a lot of inquiries on available stock, and even that at the moment we've got 4 properties available across the portfolio, which tells its own story. The rental market is extremely buoyant. So there's new landlords coming into the market. You know, there's definitely a lot of nice properties to take on with certain tenants.
And what have rental values done then? So what have rental values from we're out post-COVID, post-pandemic? Have we seen an increase in rent?
Absolutely. So properties that actually get to market are seeing an increase in rent across the board. So yeah, you need to be careful with that. Obviously, the market will determine exactly what you end up with. So
You don't want to overprice it and then your tenant can't sustain the costs. Is that the
there's a
general
balance.
consensus?
And I suppose that's another great reason for engaging with the likes of us, where we know the rental market, we know the sales market, we're professionals in the field.
Yeah.
We can give the right advice.
Yeah, we cover all bases, which is good. From investment all the way through to selling a property.